Hey everybody, welcome to Ike live from the Bassmaster Classic 2020 down here in Birmingham. This is where it's at, guys. If you're not here, get here. We're talking with anybody in the industry, the greatest anglers in the world, and it's all happening right down here at the Bassmaster Classic. And sitting next to me right now, some of you guys may know him from the greatest fishing rods ever built, Cashin fishing rods. Others may not know, but we're going to tell you now. If you don't, others have seen the press releases. But this is Paul Benson, one of the forces behind the National Professional Fishing League, which I have been invited to join, and I'm so happy to have you here, Paul.
We couldn't be more proud to have invited you, Pete. And thank you for having me on here on Ike Live. Always big partners of ours in every way possibility, and y'all kind of bring the heat. Like y'all get the lowdown on everything a little bit ahead of everybody else. So people need to be following Ike Live, Bass U Live. Learning more faster.
That's right.
Over in this kind of region.
That's right. So don't watch Bass Talk Live. Watch Ike Live because we get the scoop.
Amen. Amen.
We try to get the scoop, but Mark always beats us to the scoop.
I wish everyone could see everybody in the background here because we've got like stray cast guys, We've got elite guys, we've got BPT pros walking around.
We got BTC
company
over there.
Yeah, BTC's right here. We got owners of companies. How big is this show for the people that have never made it to a Bassmaster Classic?
I can't. It's the World Series of Bass Fishing. It's the 50th anniversary, and it's happening right here where it all got started. Where Ray Scott had the dream, Bob Cobb. They created something that didn't exist, and that to me that's amazing. And now it's the World Championship of Fishing. Everybody's here to see it. People love bass fishing.
They do.
Especially in this part of the country.
It unites people. I don't care if you're divided over politics. I don't care if you're whatever the divide is in the country, bass fishing always brings it together. Everybody loves bass fishing.
Everybody loves it. My little boy loves it too. We're going to fish a tournament this year. Can't wait. But I know you love it. You're in this industry in more ways than one. You're a force in the fishing rod world. You're a great influencer with helping young men make their way through this industry, and I've always appreciated that about you, giving guys guidance and helping people do it the right way, because you do it the right way. And we talked about one man's vision. You had a vision. You have a vision, and you're going to be starting something new. Our sport keeps growing. There's so many people that want to get involved and do this sport, and you're creating a professional league that I'm real excited about. Tell me a bit, how did you go about creating this, and what's it look like right now?
Well, we had some folks get together, Alan McCullough, Brad and Michelle Fuller, and myself. We all have ownership or positions with other companies in the fishing industry, and we just saw a need. If you go basic off of just the high school and college kids out there, right now for professional fishermen, there's about 350 to 400 spots available for professional fishermen to go out and make money. That being said, you've got 40,000 kids fishing in high school and college right now. You graduate 5,000 a year, you just don't have enough room for all these people with the availability to come do what they need to do in order to make money fishing. We when we started from inception, Al called Bass, reached out to Bass. We paid homage to Bass. We still pay homage to Bass. We will never replace this show here. This is the true Super Bowl of bass fishing. Our mentality is to come in and supplement and help and grow the sport, grow the industry, and work with these other tournament organizations as partners to make it better for folks. Where we saw the need was much like yourself. You fished professionally for I don't want to say your age.
I was out on tour for 15 years, and I've been fishing the opens for another 10. So it's been almost 25 years for me.
That's a long time. I don't think we do a good job of showing the investment of time, personal money, personal family life, everything, the sacrifices that people make to chase this dream. As an industry, we do a good job of showing it, to an extent, but there's a lot of people who get this dream who don't understand the full breadth of what it takes to be at the top 1%. So we want to create a platform to help educate, to give guys the opportunity to make money. We've got 6 events starting in March 2021.
Year from now.
What's that?
1 year from today.
1 year from today. We've discussed March for a year and a half. Our good friends over at the MLF BPT changed their red crest to the Classic time frame. And so that's going to be 2 really big events in March. We may move to April. We're going to talk to our anglers about it and see what they want to do. As I said, we want to be good partners in the industry. We want to work with other folks. So we don't want to schedule on top of somebody else or try to do anything different. And we're fine to give leeway to that. So we might push that back to April. We might push it up to February. We just got to talk to our anglers, because as we bring in these anglers, we want to get their feedback for what helps them. Having 6 events, 2 spring, 2 summer, 2 fall.
I love that fall.
That gives a nice little schedule. Well, everyone else is done by August, September. Definitely by September, but usually the end of August they're finished up. These guys want to fish. Paul, talking fall fishing.
I'm telling you right now, when I started fishing the Bassmaster Top 100s, we started in the fall, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. We'd have the Classic in the summer, and then we would start our first tournaments in September through December. We'd have 2 or 3 of them, and I would score a lot of points. I love fishing in the fall. You're chasing bait. It's top water. There's so many interesting ways to fish, and it's extracted from the major tournament trails. Everything's done in August. So that's what I'm most excited about.
Well, and that's why we're taking feedback from anglers to say, here's how we want to do it. Here's where we want your input. We're not saying by any means that anybody has done anything wrong. There's a lot of great organizations out there who have helped build this industry what it is today. Our only goal is how can we help work with these other industries to grow it, to give a platform for. How many high school kids have you seen walking around here?
Tons.
And they're ready too. These kids, it is, and this is a personal speculation on my part. So I'm not talking from years and years of data, but it is 100% easier for kids to get better faster through programs like Bass University. I tell everybody that's the fact. If you want to learn bass fishing, subscribe to Bass U. Done. That's it. You get decades of knowledge
and we're seeing
your fingertips.
I appreciate that. We're seeing it here. The fans are coming out, and we're seeing people that are subscribers and brand new subscribers. I'm always amazed, though, at how many elite level pros and top level pros are also subscribers to Bass University TV.
Correct. They know what to watch for.
They never stop learning. And that's a big component of this
I've seen
sport.
that on live feeds when I have guys do well in tournaments, and we'll do a live feed or we'll do a recap or whatever. You see them popping up down there in the notifications. Hey, so-and-so's watching, Jamie Hartman talk about this, or John Cruz talk about this.
That's right.
So that's the key. I don't feel that there's any substitution for time on the water, but at the same time, the information and education that's available to anglers nowadays has steepened the ability for guys to get good enough to go out and win $100,000, $300,000, $50,000, whatever that purse is. On top of that, kayak fishing.
It's coming.
It's huge.
It keeps growing and growing.
It's huge. They're cutting a big check today on stage, so
awesome.
It's all over the country. There's so many different aspects of what that dream that Ray Scott started, where it's built from. There's plenty of room for everybody, so we're going to supplement it. We're going to support it. So we essentially announced, hey, this is what we're doing. Talked a little bit about paybacks. We're going to pay $500,000 back each tournament starting. I think we go to 44th place, $9,000, somewhere around in there. It's all posted on the National Professional Fishing League.com, TNPFL.com. So we've got payouts published already. We've already decided the scheduled time frame, the number of tournaments. There's a no-entry fee championship that folks can qualify for. And now we get to the biggest hurdle of all. We have just thousands of competent, qualified anglers who are ready. They're ready to go. They're ready to fish, and we get in the discussions and we get in the stipulations of, well, who's professional, who's not professional. There's a lot of people out there who are extremely professional for whatever their reason, whether it be time constraints, family constraints, money constraints, whatever it is. They just haven't taken that leap, and it's a huge leap. And we want to make sure that we understand that the top 1% as it exists now, those guys paid a lot of dues, a lot of money, a lot of time to get where they're at, and we want to make sure that we pay respect to all those folks, where they've gotten to today and the folks who have laid the foundation. That being said, I promise you there are some stone cold hammers coming. These guys can fish, and the one thing that they have is they have that hunger and that desire to be the man. All of them. And
you got it. You got to have it. You got to have it to be successful in this sport, and that's amazing. I can tell you this: a lot of the opens, because that's where I've spent a lot of time in recent years. Fishing the qualifier tournaments, I call them. There's so many hammers in those tournaments. Those are the hardest tournaments to win because you have the top level pros and you have the local experts. So I'm excited that there's so much interest for you. The main reason we brought you here, though, was to give me the scoop over Bass Talk Live and Mark Jeffries about something that we don't know about the National Professional Fishing League.
I'm going to give you 20 names.
20 names?
The next 20 names. The next group of guys who are getting the invite, getting the shot, getting the opportunity to come out and make their bones and make their ways in the fishing industry. So Andy, the Ginger Ninja's going to have a graphic up, in a little bit for all of this.
Awesome.
But we got Billy Earl, Brian Tyler, Charlie Wire, Chase Colby, Chris Taylor, Chris Wisnant, Cody Greeny, Craig Burwell, Dale Manning, DJ Evans, Donnie O'Neill, Doug Chapin, Hunter Denmark, Jeff J.D. Harris, John Cox, John Sokup, Mark Schlarb, Scott Siller, and Skeeter Fowler. Those are the next 20 that are getting the invite to the National Professional Fishing League. We're excited about it, meeting some of these guys for the first time in person. I'm telling you, I do not envy you having to go and fish against some of these guys. These guys take it serious. It is their chance. It is their shot, to come up to the show and participate, and we're just absolutely pumped about it. So I want to let you get some of these guys on here and talk to them. You got any more questions for me?
Not well. We'll why don't you go round up some of those guys, and we'll get talking to them. And in the meantime, I'll let you go ahead and do that.
Awesome.
And I'll talk to all the guys about what's going on here. We'll do a little commercial break, and I want to mention Dr. Squatch soap. This stuff is amazing. Me and my son fight over it. I hear a lot of feedback coming over there. Andy, is it me? Is it our new guys? It's our new guys coming to sit in. Love this stuff. It doesn't smell like a girly girl soap. It's awesome. You can smell like a man. I love that. Get yourself some Dr. Squatch. Also, the Mystery Tackle Box. We do the only live unboxing of a Mystery Tackle Box that you can find out there on the web right now. We love Mystery Tackle Box. It's like Christmas every month. You go out there and you got all these great baits, great lures, and there's some lures, and I love it because there's lures and colors there that I probably wouldn't even think to purchase, but I get them, I try them out, and a lot of them make it into my tournament tackle box. That all has come from my Mystery Tackle Box Pro Series tackle box. Andy, are we up with the boys? Okay, we are talking about the National Professional Fishing League. It's a brand new tournament trail. It's going to be starting a year from now. It's March 2020, 2021. We are going to be out on tour, and I'm excited about it. I want to start by having you guys introduce yourself and tell me where you're from.
Scott Siller, and I am from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Chris Wisenant, and I'm from Baser, Kansas.
Baser, Kansas. Good to meet you guys. Hey, thanks for coming and being part of the Ike Live show.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. It's pretty cool. We got a brand new tournament trail going on out there. Tell me Tell me what you're most excited about this new National Professional Fishing Tour.
Well, I've been fishing the Open since 2013, the Bassmaster Opens, the Northerns and the Easterns, and I don't want to say it's stale at all because I still love doing it, but this new circuit, I saw it, I love the payouts, and, I have to say, Pete, when they announced the first 10 names and I heard your name on there, I got pretty excited. I thought this is going to be a pretty neat deal. So,
well, you can look forward to beating up on that guy?
No, no, it's just, you really want the 125 names. You definitely want some names, some sticks, some people that know.
Yeah.
And, you've been around in the industry for a long time, and with Bass, you on, as involved as well, I think it'll be great for the NPFL.
No, I appreciate that, Scott. Thank you very much for the compliment. How about you?
I'm just excited to travel the country, fish some lakes I haven't been at, different times a year, get to fish a lot more lakes with grass in it.
Yes.
So that's going to be fun, and just seeing how I can hang with the big boys, I guess.
Yep, stack up with that. And you want competition, right? If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And so having a good competitive field, I think, is really important. And I know a lot of the guys that are going to be there are going to be sticks. We're going to be facing them. What bodies of water do you guys fish? Well, you fish the Open, so you fished all over the country.
That's right. Well, I think right now, I know for me personally, the biggest challenge is this whole sponsor thing. I'm excited to bring Optima batteries and Mercury along and everything else, but for everybody that's listening right now, if you're looking to sponsor an angler, I'm ready. All right. I need money. $30,000.
Yep. Well, that's the big hurdle, right? Let's talk about that. I mean, you got $30,000 in entry fees, and you're going to have another $15,000 in expenses, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So that's quite a hurdle to overcome.
Regionally, I'm more of the Ozark Lakes.
Yep.
So past sponsors have been more regional type stuff. So, we're kind of looking at stuff that has national sales, website sales, things like that. I'm happy to have Wholesale Batteries. They've sponsored me for 4 years. That's actually where I work as well. So they're extremely excited about it and giving me an opportunity to get off work. We still got to kind of negotiate that vacation time stuff. But happy to have their support and chasing some local Kansas companies right now that got national exposure, and hopefully we can get something put together in the next 60 to 90 days.
Yeah, well, it's a big hurdle. I like what the tour is doing. They're trying to pitch this to companies, make it to where it's a value to them, and that's really what it needs to be for a sponsor. It needs to get eyeballs. It needs to be seen, and the trail's out there trying to help us. They put together a nice presentation for us to be able to send out to prospective sponsors and see what we can get. But that's a necessary part of it. But one of the things, and I was talking to Paul Benson just a little while ago, we're going to have 2 in the spring, 2 tournaments, 2 in the summer, and then 2 in the fall. And for me personally, I miss the fall tournaments. Yep. We always used to have them on the top tours, but they don't have them anymore. And that's going to be part of this tournament trail. I'm excited about that. Are you guys?
Yeah, I've never really fished too many tournaments in the fall, so I will really look forward to following you around.
Yeah.
I know you're a fall guy.
On the Ozark Lakes, those shads start going in the back of them creeks, and if you can catch it right, it's pretty exciting. So hopefully we'll be able to get into some of that.
I love that, and that's what it's about in the fall. It's about following that bait, and when you find the bait, you'll find the fish.
Yeah.
But it's an exciting time. The springtime tournaments, of course, I've never caught a fish sight fishing. So I always get beat up on those tournaments. So we've only got 2 of those. I like how they're spreading them around. I'm going to lobby with Paul, honestly, to bring a couple tournaments up to the Northeast in the first year.
I'm hoping so, man. I'm tired of fishing Oneida Lake. I want to go back to Champlain.
Me too.
That's right. Let's go back to Champlain.
Me too.
There we go.
Paul, listen up. Oneida's a terrible lake. I think they should blow it up or drain it or do something with that thing. We don't need to go there anymore.
The 125 boat field is going to be pretty neat too. A 21-day cutoff. The Opens, you know how it is, man. You got 200 guys out there beating the fish up for a month, and then the tournament comes around. It's just really, really tough. It doesn't showcase the fishery. I think putting 125 of these anglers out on these lakes after the lake's been off limits for 21 days, I think we're going to score big.
I think I'm interested in that too. It's a lower field.
What I'm interested in is if you're an angler and you're sitting in 60th place going into day 3, you'd be driving home. So those anglers that are going to get the big sacks on day 3 and punch into that check line, it's going to be a neat thing for our sport. So
full field fishes on day 3.
Yes,
that's unique. Mm-hmm. And when I first started, back when the earth cooled and the lakes formed, we fished that way all 3 days, all 4 days. We would fish a 4-day tournament with no cuts.
Right.
And let me tell you something. It's a challenge, but I always measured the really truly great anglers that could bomb on day 1 or bomb on day 2 and then find their way back into a tournament. And I watched Van Dam do it a million times. Watched Brower do it. I watched Nixon do it. It was just so amazing. And some of my favorite tournaments that I fished in are ones that I did that where I got lost and I couldn't find the fish. And it's so hard to go out fishing that next day. You're like, I'm out of it. What's the point? I'm frustrated. But if you can come back into that tournament, it's amazing. It's the greatest feeling in the world. Like you're a professional angler. I can do this. And especially if you can get back up and score a check, or even make a really high finish.
Definitely.
So I think it's awesome that it's 3 days. Everybody, and we've seen it like when Bassmasters or some of the tournaments where they've had shortened tournaments where they've made the cut, and the guys have won from like 20th place or 15th place.
Yep.
So it's not fair that those guys are getting cut out of the chance to win.
That's right.
Yep.
But hey, guys, I'm gonna talk to some of the other guys that are going to be fishing the tour. It was a pleasure meeting you guys. Appreciate you being part of Ike Live, and I look forward to seeing you guys out on the water.
Sounds good.
Likewise.
All right, well, enjoy the rest of the show.
Thanks.
We'll see you around. We're gonna have a couple more guys that are going to be fishing the National Professional Fishing League. They're going to be sitting in with us and talking to us a little bit about the things that they're excited about. And like I said, the thing that is really interesting to me, it's been so long since I fished a 3-day tournament where there are no cuts. It gives you a chance. It gives you a chance to get back into the tournament that you just don't have right now with cuts. And I think that's it's an amazing thing to see a guy be able to decipher, to have it fail and then decipher it and jump back into the game. So I'm excited. We were talking about 3 days. We got to put your mic. You got to chew on that thing. If you're going to fish the National Professional Fishing League, you got to broadcast, right, Andy? Exactly right. But we were talking about that, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about that. But before I do, I want you guys to introduce yourself. Tell them who you are and where you're from.
My name's Brian Tyler, and I'm from Johnsonville, South Carolina.
Good to meet you.
It's a pleasure to be here, Pete.
Chase Colby from St. George, Utah.
Utah.
That's right.
West Coaster.
Yes, sir.
Almost West Coaster. Pretty close.
It's pretty much all you can get West Coast.
That's right. That's right. Well, hey, thanks for coming. Appreciate you guys being just in South Carolina not too long ago. We were filming for Bass University on Lake Hartwell.
Awesome.
Yeah, the day before we got 7 inches of rain and then shut our chute down.
It's been pretty wet lately.
It sure has. But Hartwell, it was great to get back there. But we were talking about with the other guys about there's no cuts. All 125 anglers are going to get a chance to compete all 3 days. Give you a chance to jump back in that tournament after a bad day. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's an awesome deal because, whenever you're competing at this level, everyone, can have a bad day, but it can be recouped if they has had that extra few hours the next day, And
right.
I think this is going to be an awesome format to recover.
I think it is, and I think that's the true test because mentally you're check out. When you have a bad day, it's so hard. It's such a hard thing to do, get back into that tournament. The guys that can do it are going to be able to separate themselves.
That's right.
Hey, Brian, bring your mic up just a little bit. There we go.
For me, going on that topic, coming all the way from the West Coast to be able to, fish all 3 days is a super big deal. The investment that that's going to take to get from there all the way out here, and vice versa when we fish in the West Coast, when everybody's got to travel out there. So in order to get the opportunity to fish all 3 days is a huge deal, big deal.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. I'm excited at how they're spreading the tournaments around.
Yes.
I'm excited about fall tournaments. I love.
Agreed.
But what are some of the things you're excited about?
Well, like I said, I'm excited, that this is a tournament I feel like structured for the angler. You know, it gives us an opportunity to express our sponsors, you know, and they look out for us as far as the payouts. I just think it's a good all-around. Some of us are stronger on the fall fishing versus the spring fishing.
That'd be me.
And, you know, there's a lot of things I feel like, you know, that I've heard anglers over the years complain about, and it seems like they've addressed those. And I think it's a very positive deal.
Well, I think so, too. And I love Paul Benson. If you need to get a job done, give it to Paul. He gets the job done. And I know he's going to get it done with the tour. What are you most looking forward to?
You know, all three, the trail, I mean, knowing that we're going to be in the West Coast, we're going to be back here, you know, to me that's a level playing field. So the fact that, you know, somebody's willing to come out west to get that exposure for, you know, for us West Coast guys, and for me to, you know, somewhat represent, you know, the people in the West is, you know, that's a big deal. You know, that's one of the biggest deals for me. And then just like you said, the guys that are running this thing, you know, Brad Fuller, just spot on guys. I mean, you know, I've had so many conversations because, you know, for me to do this, it's a big commitment.
Sure, it is.
I got a family, a career, and I'm going to maintain my career. So I have confidence in the people.
Yeah, with 6 tournaments spread out like they are, you'll be able to do that.
Absolutely.
Yes. Tell me about fishing in Utah. I've never been.
So I live in southern Utah. So I'm an hour and 40 minutes from Lake Mead. You know, so Lake Mead is basically my home lake, Lake Powell, which is just, you know, upriver from Lake Mead. But a lot of deep water, clear water.
It's like fishing on the moon.
That's right. very diverse.
I went out there when I was my first year fishing out on tour. We had a Bassmaster on Lake Mead, and I'm driving through the desert, and there's cactus, and there's desert donkeys and rams, and there's no grass, no trees, and then you get to this lake that you can see 40 feet to the bottom. I mean, it's fishing on the moon.
It's going to be a new experience for me, for sure. But I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm excited, too.
I would love to get back out there. I would love to I've never fished Clear Lake. I want to go out, and I'd love to be able to compete on Clear Lake. The Delta is a body of water that I've never visited. So I'd love to get out there and have some tournaments out there, spend some time out on the West Coast. So
we really do. We've got plenty of water out there. You know, there's plenty of lakes for us, you know, for everybody that's going to be out there. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's a new format. They're listening to the anglers. They're working to
100%.
Try to help us bring more value to sponsors so that we can earn revenue out there doing that. We can go out there and compete. And you know, I'm excited to see what brings. But we've got a bunch of other guys, and I'm going to wave them all over here because these are some of the guys, and we you know, obviously we have some limited time. We can't talk to everybody. I really appreciate being able to talk to you guys.
Absolutely, man.
Awesome. Absolutely.
Thanks for the opportunity to be here.
Oh, man.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Stay with me for just a second,
Okay.
because we're going to bring them over here. I'd just like to have them come over and stand behind us and show these are a few of the – we're going to bring – I just like them to come over and get in the shot of the guys that are going to be fishing. You want to do 2 more?
Yeah, we're doing 2 more and 2 more.
All right, 2 more and 2 more.
I had that note. I'm sorry.
All right. I got a different note. I thought we were going to close out. But,
Everything's good, man. It's all good.
Thank you guys for
pleasure.
being with me.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you being part of Ike
Thanks for the
Live.
opportunity.
You bet. And Jeff, edit that piece out. Good luck. I'll see you guys out on the water. All right, we're going to be bringing a couple more guys that are going to be fishing out on tour. And I'm super psyched to meet these guys. We're meeting them from all over the country. That's pretty exciting. Especially, you know, somebody from out in Utah. I've never been out to fish in Utah. I don't know if you guys are. We're about to find out where you guys are from. And I'd like you to do that first. Welcome to Ike Live, first of all. I'd like you to just let everybody know your name and where you're from.
J.D. Harris, Lexington, Kentucky.
I'm Chris Taylor. I'm from Peachtree Corners, Georgia.
Kentucky and Georgia. Good to meet you guys. Thanks for
Good to
coming.
meet you. Good to be here.
We were talking about the National Professional Fishing League. You guys have been invited as well to participate. It's an exciting new thing. It's got tournaments all over the map, all over the calendar. It's going to have a no-cut. All 125 anglers fish the last day. What are some of the things you're most excited about?
Well, I think it's just a big deal to be involved with a new tour, be able to fish at a pro level, and to be able to fish all 4 days of the tournament. And I think we'll go to some great lakes and some great areas, and maybe some areas that some other tours are not making it to right now. I think that's real exciting. I'm just really happy to be involved with it.
I love fishing to the last day. How about you?
Day 3 is the big thing for me. You know, if you have 2 bad days and you know you're about to figure them out, that third day you can at least try to make a check.
That's right.
That's cool to me.
Yeah, you can jump back in it. And I like the fall tournaments. I'm better in the fall because I'm terrible in the spring. And I love fishing, you know, the fall tournaments. I'm interested to see, you know, where they're going to place the tournaments. And what I like most about it is Paul sat here and he won't tell me where they're going to place the tournaments because he wants to talk to the anglers first. I think that's pretty amazing.
Yep. What I've seen is they reach out to us all the time and ask our input, and MPFL is really about anglers' input, which is awesome. You know, some of the other ones, they do their own thing, which is fine, but they are all about the anglers here. So we feel real at home already, and it ain't been a month so far. So
that's great. That's great. And I love all the guys, Paul Benson being one of my personal friends who I work with. And like I said, if you want something done, give it to Paul, and he'll get it done. But you're from Kentucky.
Yes.
I fish Lake Cumberland in Kentucky.
Yes.
You know, it's sometimes challenging to catch fish there.
It can be, but, you know, it's become a world-class smallmouth fishery since they've repaired the dam and the water levels come back up. You know, there's vegetation in the cuts where there wasn't any before. There's a chance now that, you know, we've had some trees grow up, so you've got some timber, you've got vegetation, and, you know, you've got a home for
vegetation.
Yeah, back some of those creeks. Yeah.
Milfoil, hydrilla?
Just some grass back there. I'm not real sure what it is, but you know, when the lake was lowered and it was down for maybe 5 or 6 years, the lake is so big, and it gave a lot of time to get small trees to grow, to get grass to grow. That lake come back up, and now we have something in Cumberland that we never had, and that's a place for the bait fish.
Okay.
And so I think, you know, we've seen some tremendous catches out there in the last few years, and I think that it will only get better.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to go back there again. I might actually. I'm fishing some of the FLW tournaments, and the championship is
sure. Yeah, it's there
in
November. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope I fished one there years ago, and look forward to going back.
Yeah.
Where's your home body of water?
I'd like to say it's Lake Seminole. That's my dad.
Love that lake.
That is my favorite place.
Yeah.
That's really where I cut my teeth. Caught my first 10-pounder at 17, and
that's
my granddaddy named me Mr. Bass. He said, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing with him ever again. And he wasn't lying. So it's been the inspiration for everything. That whole lake. So we buying a house and moving there in the summertime. So
no kidding.
We are ecstatic about that.
Well, good for you. I know it's a treat for me to fish there. My partner, Ike Live, obviously. He won on Lake Seminole, and I was there for that tournament.
Absolutely.
You know, I've done pretty good there myself. Love fishing in them springs that are down there.
I just love the grass. A lot of people can't stand it, but I love the grass and the Florida strain that are down there. So.
Yeah, I love the grass too. Not crazy about the Florida strain, but I love the grass.
That's right.
They're a little too temperamental. It's weird because we're here on Lake Guntersville, and these fish here, they don't care about the cold. They're aggressive, and they bite no matter what. But you go in other places, that Florida strain will just shut right down.
The cold or the extreme heat. So we had FLW regionals last year there, and it was water temp was 88, 98 degrees for a week. Nobody was catching them. They wrote, "This lake stinks. It's terrible." And we said, "Come on, man. They just don't like the heat." So, of course, 2 weeks later, they set on fire. Just how it always is.
The day after we leave, right?
That's right.
Yep. Well, it's we're down here at the Classic in Guntersville. They're killing it out there. Have you guys looked at the standings lately?
I haven't.
I haven't seen it lately, but they're just tearing it up on a lipless crankbait. And I love fishing that way.
It's making me jealous.
I know it.
There's going to be some guys have some great days.
Yeah. We're going to see 20-pound, 25-pound bags.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know, but I want to see us have 25-pound bags in a national professional fishing tour.
I want to see 30-pound bags.
We need to get those places exist.
That's right.
But I thank you guys for coming and being on the show. And,
thank you for having us.
Yeah, you bet. I look forward to seeing you guys out on the water.
Absolutely.
We're going to get a couple more guys over here.
Y'all make sure to check out my YouTube, social media, Mr. Bass Outdoors. Thank you.
You did get that name.
Granddaddy. He named it, and kept going forever.
It stuck.
It stuck.
That's good. You must have been the first one to get that. People were waiting in line for that.
You know, I was shocked that no one else had already took it, and so I nabbed it up real. There's Mr. Crappy. I said, I'm taking Mr. Bass. So.
There you go. Exciting days.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
We'll see you out on the water.
You bet. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Bass, what do you think there, Andy? I wish I'd have thought of that. That's pretty good stuff. Oh, we got a couple more sticks coming in that are going to be fishing out on the National Professional Fishing League coming up in 2021. And while they're sitting down right here, guys, welcome to the Ike Live Show. Appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd like you to tell the folks at home, what's your name, where are you from?
John Sokup from Oklahoma, live around the Tulsa area, owner of the Bass Tank.
Ah, no kidding.
Yes.
We see that everywhere.
Do you? So it's working, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the main reasons I like to be on this tour, is let everybody know what we do. So.
Okay.
I'm Doug Chapin. I'm from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Excellent. Welcome to the tour.
Appreciate it.
What are you guys most excited about?
Man, I'm excited about taking advantage of the growth of the industry. Mm-hmm. You know, another opportunity for fishermen to get out there. You know, you got the competition tours. Those guys are amazing. I think all of us would like to be on one of those if we had an opportunity to. Mm-hmm. And this is just another opportunity to get out there and let the sport of fishing grow.
And it continues to grow, and it's exciting to see the kids, the kayaks, and you now you said you're with the Bass Tank. Now I assumed you meant the tanks that I see around the outdoor sports shows.
Yeah. No, that's a trick. No.
We're
electronic sealer.
Okay.
Yeah. Started in 2018. I qualified for the Forest Wood Cup and had a Garmin sponsorship, a Skeeter deal, and the boat wouldn't start on day one. On day two, I lost my last 3 hours. It broke down on me. And my partner, who's a control systems engineer, was more frustrated than I was.
Right.
But I said, hey, man, you know, right now, if this is happening to me, this is happening to everybody in the world. And so as boat manufacturers push the boat out and as technology rises, you know, there's this gap here, and that's where we reside. We teach, train. When someone calls us, we're actually professional fishing. I've actually fished in the Mr. Crappie Classic last year as well. So I've fished in the Forest Wood Cup and bass fishing. I fished in the crappie. I got second place in that.
Quite a resume.
Just fishing. First word was fish. Just love to fish.
So you teach people how to use electronics?
How to catch fish with their electronics.
Okay.
You know, everybody doesn't. No one even knows how to turn them on. But I mean, the big deal is we spend the money to catch fish, right?
Right.
That's why we call it catching, not fishing.
Man, I like that, because that's, you know, a lot of places teach you how to use the electronics, but from a tournament or any fisherman perspective is you want to catch the fish.
That's right.
So how do you use them to catch fish? That's
what I'm there for.
Yeah, that's a tremendous goal. I appreciate you being with us. Tell me a little bit about yourself, where you fish and what you like to do.
Well, I'm from Green Bay, like I said. My home lake is Lake Winnebago. So
yep. Elites are going there this year, right?
MLF is.
Okay.
Yep. You know, I got in this because I just have a passion for the sport, and I think it's a great opportunity for guys that were on the outside looking in, and I don't know, it's a great opportunity to be a part of this.
Well, it's great. We're seeing guys from the north. We're seeing guys from the West Coast, Oklahoma. We were just out in Tulsa with the Bass University, by the way, and there's guys down south. So we're going to have a pretty diverse group of people in this tournament trail. I think that's pretty cool. I think they're trying to do that, and I think they're trying to spread these tournaments around the country. Are you guys ready to go and explore and fish new parts of the country you've never been to?
I'm stoked about it.
Exactly.
Do you like going to a new body of water better than going to a one you know, or what do you think?
Absolutely. That's part of the fun of fishing is breaking down the puddle and finding the fish and finding the big ones. And that's what I enjoy about it. So
I have to agree 100%. Like most of my time I'm going to somebody else's water, teaching them how to use their electronics to find fish.
Right.
And I got to perform right then. And sometimes it's embarrassing, to be honest with you. And but the reward of coming to a new water you didn't know and being able to take all the tools your whole life, your instincts, and then the tools you have with your electronics, and making it happen. There's a self-rewarding thing that I think only a fisherman really understands.
That's great that you do that, and we at the Bass University teach, and there's a reward there. And I'll be honest with you, when teaching at the Bass University, I think has made me a much better angler, because there's a lot of techniques that I don't really know how I do them until I have to teach, and then I realize all the steps that I have to do, and it makes me a better angler at the end. Do you find that?
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
I can pick my flaws out as I'm teaching, the things I need to go work on myself.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's a big deal. But, guys, I'm looking forward to getting out there. You know, I look forward to seeing you guys on the water. Look forward to hearing the schedule. I tried to squeeze it out of Paul when he was here, but he would not give me the schedule. So
I think that this guy's supposed to be a lacrosse pick. If we ever go to lacrosse, I think this guy's supposed to be on your fantasy team from what I hear.
We'll see.
Is that your home body of water?
I fish BFLs there. So.
Okay. I fished up there. I fished a FLW up there years back and fished up in the St. Croix River. It was amazing. One of the interesting stories that happened during that tournament was we had rain, so the water was up, and we had to lock through. A lot of people locked through to the lower pools.
Yep.
But because the water was up, the people were getting jammed up in the locks. And in order to make it back on time, they ran over the dams.
Really?
Yeah, you've never seen that?
No.
I couldn't believe it. They did. There was the elevation was up enough where there was 3 feet of water over top of the spillway, and they ran right through the rapids, right over the spillway, and made it back to the tournament on time to weigh in their fish, where they were promptly disqualified for running over the spillway. Never forget that. But I love fishing up there.
Yep.
It's a grass fishery.
It
Of
is.
course, I fished for smallmouth up the St. Croix River, which was wonderful. I did fairly well in the tournament, but it was one fishing the grass for largemouth.
It's definitely one of the best fisheries in the U.S., I think. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll see where they bring us. I would like to have you guys assist me in lobbying the tournament trail to bring 2 of those tournaments to the Northeast. You know, Champlain, Hudson River, Lake Erie. Will you guys help me out?
That sounds like a lot of fun. That's something I've never been able to do. Where a 4-pound average is nothing.
Yeah. Right? It's all ounces.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to catch 4-pounders.
Yeah.
It's the most amazing thing on all those bodies of water. And we just did a wonderful show on Lake Champlain where Mike Iconelli and myself filmed a show called The Bucket List, which is going to be available soon on Bass TV. But Lake Champlain is on top of my list, so I'd appreciate you guys helping me talk to Paul and getting that on the list. So, Andy, are we done with have we talked to everybody we're talking to?
I believe that's everybody.
I believe that's everybody. Well, I appreciate you guys. I want to wish you best of luck. We're going to have a blast out there, and let's make this something special.
I think we will. All
right, guys. Appreciate everybody watching, and we're going to be back. We're here at the 2020 Bassmaster Classic, and we got a lot more to come. It's Ike Live. I'm Pete Gluszek. We'll be right back.